Hi, welcome to ID Creatures. So today we are going to talk about proportions in perspective. So what you see right here is this rectangular shape that's being repeated right next to each other. And sometimes you just sort of imagine where the middle place of, an object is, but I'm going to show you the correct way of figuring this out. And once you have enough practice, then you won't need to make all the lines here. I don't know if you can tell how I did some lines here that are red, and that's what tells me where to draw. But after a while, you won't really need to do that, and you're just gonna estimate where the next object should be. So let's start with this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make one line go in that direction, and another line go the same direction, okay? So that's going to one vanishing point, which normally I call it vanishing point number 2. And then you have another 2 lines here that are going to vanishing point number 1. Again, you don't have to call them that, but it's the way I call them, so. Okay, and that's vanishing point number 3. So I'm going to use 3-point perspective for this example. This line is also going eventually to vanishing point number 3. Okay, this line also. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close off this this side of this shape, so I can close it this way, and then bring this line over there, and this line, whoops, okay, over here. So I have my basic shape that I'm going to be repeating that direction over there. I'm just going to close it off here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring another color, and I am going to make 2 lines that go from one corner to the opposite one, and this one to this one. And that's going to give me 1 point here. That's going to be really helpful because that finds the middle of your surface. Okay. So that point is the middle of this box right here, or not box, but this square in perspective. Okay, that's the way to find the middle, and we're gonna use this a bit more when we talk about ellipses, but okay. Anyway, I'm gonna make a line that goes through this point to vanishing point number 2, and also vanishing point number 1, since we're here, because this helps you find the middle of your box. And sometimes you don't need it, but it's nice to know that you can just, if you're, let's say you're putting a button here and you want to draw it right in the middle, this line, you bring it up and now you know where the middle is, so it's easier to do things that way. So another point that is important is this one right here, where this line and the line that's going to the vanishing point number 2, where they both meet. So after you have this point, you're gonna take a line or draw a line that goes from this corner to that line right there, to that point. So this is another line that's going to be really helpful, because that finds our last important dot there on the sketch. So what we want to do now is we want to make a line go through that dot right there, and that is going to mark our next little box here. So we're gonna do a line that's going to the 3rd vanishing point, and now we have our next repeated object here. So let's do another line right here, and you can see how we have 2 boxes now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Sharpie to make this clear. I'm going to make it a little bit round, just so where they're divided you can see the difference. But I'm going to do a tutorial on round edges, so don't worry if you don't know what I'm doing. Right now it's just like arbitrary round, not calculator or anything. But here it's really nice to get that little change on the surface there, just to explain this a little better. Okay, so now you can see that there's one object right here, and then there's another one next to it. Okay, so if, let's say, you wanted to draw another one next to it, what would you do? So it's really easy. Now you have this line that's going across all the middle the middle of all the objects, because you know they're next to each other, so there's no reason for that to change. And you need to go from this little corner here, make a line that goes in this direction, and you have another dot. So after that, you make another perspective line, and you have your next item right here, because you need to do a vertical line, or not vertical, but you know, going to that place at the bottom. You have another one, and you have another line right there, and you just continue this line, this perspective line over here. Okay, so now you have the next one, and if you want to do another one, you go from this corner to this place. Now you have another dot, so you do another perspective line, and you know, it's you can just keep going and going until you know you don't want to do it anymore. So you can just keep going and going. So that was our basic rule. You know, find the middle. Once you find the middle, you need to draw a line. Once you find that line, you're gonna get this point where both lines meet, and you go from this corner across and just draw another perspective line, and now you're basically done, because all you need to do is go from that corner over there, that corner over there, you know, just keep going and going. Here you can do another one, you know, they're gonna get really smaller and smaller as you go along. Okay, so I hope you understood how proportions and perspective work, because you're gonna be using this technique a lot. At least, you know, this cross and doing a dot there, it's really helpful to find the middle, and you're gonna be using that basically on every single sketch you do after this. So we're gonna go on to the next thing.